Hey friends. So all of us know what it feels like to be hurt by somebody else. That's just part of this human experience. And depending on how severe that pain and hurt is, it can be something that can stick with us for a really long time and to really mess us up. Our relationships with other people are such a vital part of this Earth School experience, and we are such social creatures. We pick up on cues from each other, and when somebody says something hurtful or does something hurtful, it's really hard not to take that personally. But in the end, and this is something I learned from a spiritual teacher many, many years ago, is that the way people behave and the way people treat you has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you at all. And that's a really hard pill to swallow and really hard one to understand. It took me many years to even begin to figure out that the way somebody acted towards me, the way somebody treated me, wasn't about me. It wasn't about my faults or my lack or unworthiness in some way. Really, because in the end, the way that we behave, the way that we treat people has everything to do with us and what's going on inside of us. And when you can kind of reframe it in that way, it makes a little bit more sense, right? So if somebody's really having a tough day, you know, these can be kind of minor things. Say you're out to a restaurant and your server is being really short and rude with you. You know, it's not about you. It's not about they just can't stand you or there's something wrong with you. It's usually because they have something else going on in their lives. They have something that's stressing them out, and they are projecting that or just channeling that energy outwards. And of course, this is an unhealthy mechanism, but this is something that we all do. So the way people treat you has nothing to do with you. And it's really important to remember that, especially if it's something that feels really personal and really painful. And this is, of course, not to discount your feelings or how hurt or betrayed you are by somebody's actions. That's not what this is at all. It's just understanding that all people are just operating from a place of their unhealed pain. There are so many people out there with incredible traumas that they're carrying, an unhealed pain and unhealed suffering that they are just lugging around, and they're either not aware of it or they're not able or willing or ready to do the healing work, to do the inner work, to dig deep and process and feel these emotions in a healthy way. And so it's just going to come out in a very dysfunctional and unhealthy way towards everybody else around them. And this is just kind of one of those unfortunate truths about humanity. Most people are carrying a great amount of pain and suffering inside of them, and they don't know another way. They don't have tools to behave in another way. So they're going to treat people according to their own pain and suffering. So keeping that in mind is something that has been super helpful for me, because I definitely in the past have had a habit of getting my feelings hurt and taking everything really personally. And that's not good. That wasn't good for me. And like you probably know, that's not good for you to just take on everybody else's stuff or assume it's your fault, or, you know, believe that everybody's actions towards you are about you and what's wrong with you, when in fact it's the other way around. If somebody has hurt your feelings, said something hurtful, done something hurtful, really take a moment to try to understand where they're coming from. Try to see that they are acting from a place of their own pain, their own suffering, their own trauma. And they just, like I said, maybe don't have the tools or awareness or even just the readiness to be able to address those for themselves. And again, this is not to excuse anybody's bad behavior. It's always good to hold people accountable and to set boundaries for yourself. But it's really important also to have that perspective of compassion and understanding that people are just acting from their own pain. So this is something that I try to do. Of course, I'm not perfect. We all have to kind of take a step back and get that perspective, that the way somebody's behaving isn't about me, it's about them. And hopefully that will help you come into a place of more calm, more ease, and of course more compassion for those around you. So I like to combine this type of just mindfulness practice and perspective practice with, I made another video about finding our common humanity. So these are kind of my tools that I am sharing with you about how to deal with difficult people, because there's always going to be difficult people in our lives. So I would love to hear your experience with this. If you were able to have this perspective shift with a difficult person, I would love to hear about it. So drop me a comment below and let's chat. And if you like this video, of course, feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be making lots more health and spirituality videos to come. So until then, guys, take care. Bye.